Yo guys, what is going on? Welcome back to another video. Now it's a preview of England versus Spain. Takes place at Wembley Stadium tomorrow. I have the preview in front of me. I also have basically a little talk through, actually I've written it down, all about this Nations League sort of competition that's suddenly going on. The one that's confused most people, we just knew these as friendlies, but this is genuinely like a thing. And if you win this, you're going to get a trophy. So yeah, I mean, something else to compete for, I suppose, is obviously, as a nation. And it goes on every 2 years, this Nations League, which I'm guessing has only just been introduced. That's why not many people knew about it beforehand. It has confused a lot of people, including myself. I watched a video on it. Also, if you guys want to watch the video, just type into Google Nations League, whatever it's called, and basically from there you'll be redirected into a video. I think it's like the third search result that comes up is the third video down. Click on that. And the guy basically has a diagram, and he talks you through the whole thing. That's if you don't quite get the gist of what I'm saying. But it's a pretty simple thing to understand, really, once I've explained it. It's pretty simple from there. But I say, if you don't fully understand, no problem at all. I will not be offended. You can go and watch the video. Absolutely no problem. So, basically, the Spain preview's here as well, which I will get into in a second. But the one that I need to talk to you now is this one. So, let's just go through it as simple as I possibly can, because let's just get into it, I suppose. So, as I said before, there's 55 teams that compete every 2 years. So basically, it goes the Nations League this year, and the next. That's how I'm guessing it goes. Nations League this year, next year European qualifiers. Then obviously the year after that will be Euro 2020, which I can't wait for. I love the Euros of the World Cup, and suddenly we have to kind of love Nations League. So this is basically the lowdown on this Nations League for those that don't understand it. If you do understand it, you can just skip forward. It's not a problem. So basically, 55 national teams split into 4 leagues. Each league is split into 4 groups with 3 to 4 teams. Basically, that's how it goes. So you have your 4 leagues, A, B, C, and D. And in them groups, basically what they have to focus on here is B, C, and D, because them 3 groups there, whoever wins them go into promotion, obviously into Group A, and then you go from there, really. But so what happens is, as I say, 55 national teams split into 4 leagues. Each league has four groups with 3 teams in each group. It's pretty straightforward. Matches will take place home and away in September, October, and November of 2018. And then, of course, next year will be the qualifiers, and then we'll have Euro 2020. Again, that's pretty simple as well. Winners from the groups B, C, and D will gain promotion, and the ones who finish bottom will be relegated. I'm guessing that when you're relegated, or maybe it's Group B, it goes into C, and then so on and so forth. And I guess that when you get to D, you don't really get relegated. I'm guessing you just can't go any further down. You have to work your way back up again. League A winners, that's obviously we've been in a league. League A winners in June 2019, the 4 group winners will contest the finals, which will consist of 2 semi-finals, a third place playoff, and a final to determine the first UEFA Nations League winners. Pretty simple at the minute. This is the nation. I always say the National League. Don't ask why. The Nations League also offers a second chance to qualify for Euro 2020. The 16 group winners, or the next best placed teams, who have not already qualified by the European qualifiers. So obviously next year when we start competing for the European qualifiers, if your nations are qualified, you have a second chance of basically qualifying. And let's say we're qualified for the European, obviously qualified by the European qualifiers, and we'll progress to the playoffs to compete for the final 4 Euro places. So let's say after this has all happened, obviously next June, I'm guessing that in the middle of that, they're going to know the teams that haven't qualified already. If your nation has already qualified, don't panic, because of course you do have a second chance, and there'll be 4 Euro places up for grabs for your nation to maybe get one and try and compete at Euro 2020. So that's basically the lowdown of what it is. If you understood it, fantastic. If you didn't understand it, I do apologise. But I say, man, there's videos all over the web, but I just thought I'd make it a bit more simple, throw into this preview, and basically explain the lowdown of what the nations, basically, this UEFA Nations League is. I say, it looks like a pretty exciting league now that there's promotions, relegations, and whatnot. But yeah, let me know how you think England will get on in this Nations League, and let's see if we can obviously make them finals in June next year. So, Spain. Now let's get into the preview. Luis Enrique, he's obviously the manager, and I actually looked at the home stadium thinking they would have played at like a certain stadium. Apparently it varies to play whatever stadium they want to play at, so that's just the way it goes. I guess as well that's great for every single sort of football fan in Spain, of course, you have a team that isn't exactly inside the top league, and Spain come and play at your stadium. That's obviously a brilliant thing to happen. The captain is well-known centre-back from Real Madrid, Sergio Ramos. We all know about this guy. He's a very, very strong player, good in the air, just loves his football by the looks of things. The most caps is Casillas. He's on 167 caps. The top scorer is David Villa with 59. And that's basically a low down on some of their key players and the manager and whatnot. We go into some of their key players. Oh, sorry about that. I meant like as in captain and all that sort of stuff. In terms of key players, every single one of these is just a superstar. Like, every single one of these players is just unbelievable. Like, when you look at Spain's team, I know they did nothing really inside the World Cup. I don't understand how they did nothing because, like I say, man, their team is unbelievable in my opinion. So the key players: Alvaro Morata from obviously Chelsea, Isco, Asensio, Thiago, Sergio Busquets, Carvajal, Ramos, Azpilicueta, and obviously De Gea. Them lot will probably play tomorrow, no doubt. In this world, they will probably get the game tomorrow. And with it being sort of like a Nations League now, with you obviously having promotions, relegations, it kind of makes it a bit more competitive than what it would be if this was just a friendly. You know, as far as we know, Spain are in our little group. And I think, obviously, I'm thinking there's only 3 of us in that group, I think. So, like I say, it's going to be more competitive tomorrow than what it would be a friendly, because normally friendlies are just one of them, and, you know, you watch it and nothing really much exciting happens. Nobody really, you know, kind of a half-hearted game. But with this being sort of competition to try and win next year, I'm sure Gareth Southgate's going to try, obviously, I'm sure he's going to want to try and win it. You know, with him obviously coaching England. And there's no other really big things coming up apart from the Euro 2020 and obviously the World Cup. But with this being in place as well, I say I'm sure you want to do well in it. A bit of news on Borough's side though, just quickly. Marcus Tavernier actually trained yesterday with the England senior team. Apparently it's injuries, or maybe there's a pull-out. I've heard there's a pull-out and apparently there's an injury to Lallana and Sterling. Whichever one is true, I don't know, but that's what I've heard. Apparently there's a pull-out in one of them. Apparently one of them is injured. So Marcus Tavernier actually got the call yesterday when he trained with the first team, which I thought was absolutely amazing, especially at his age. To be given that sort of opportunity, it's fantastic for Marcus Tavernier, so I'm very, very happy for him. In terms of our fixtures, we have one tomorrow being Spain, and then Tuesday night we've got Switzerland. That's actually getting played at the King Power Stadium, being Leicester City's home ground. Going to run you through my 11. It's pretty much the same, apart from one change from what I used to put inside the World Cup ones. Goalkeeper Pickford, and obviously we all know he kind of plays with the wing backs. So wing back on the right hand side with Trippier, then he goes Walker in the middle, Maguire and Stone, then Danny Rose at other wing back. And obviously just in front of the centre backs, in between the 2 wing backs, Jordan Henderson. Then we've got Jesse Lingard, Dele Alli. I have to bring in Danny Welbeck now. I'm guessing the pull-out, actually as I read this now, will probably be Raheem Sterling, unless he's injured, because we don't have another winger on that side. At the minute, that's what he was saying. So Danny Welbeck, because he can play left mid, might not be his most comfortable position, but he can play there, so I'll put him there as well. And up top is Harry Kane. That's about the big. That's probably that's the only team I can really play, or should I say go for in terms of my own sort of 11 if I was a manager. I'm looking at it now, thinking, well, there's no one else really that I looked at the team and thought, okay, maybe he might get in tomorrow, because you have to think, you know, on these players' form as well. And I just thought it'd be probably the right team to play. Tomorrow's going to be tough, and like I say, because it's like a league, like nations thing, it's going to be a lot more harder than what it would be if it was just a friendly. Because of course friendlies, you know what I mean, in a friendly you don't really take nothing away from it except really the performance of the player. With it being a nations league, it makes it a bit more difficult now, and it makes it a bit more competitive. So, you know, Spain want to bounce back from there. Obviously, horrible World Cup in Russia. They're going to want to come bounce back tomorrow, but this is their first game back since then. Same as for England. So, like I say, it's going to be difficult. If I have a score prediction, I'm going to go for a 2-1 England. It's going to be hard. I think they will score past us, but I do think we've got enough in the locker to obviously beat Spain. You look at England's team, and there's a proper togetherness there at the minute, and it's fantastic to see. So, I'm going to go 2-1 England. Let me know your score predictions down below in the comment section down below as well. And yeah, until next time, I'll see you guys next time. Hope the England